Bam! My peoples, my peoples. Xander Zayas is gonna be fighting for his first world title shot, and Carrington is gonna be defending his title. So they're fighting on the same night. Looking forward to it. Also, Emiliano Vargas will be fighting. We got some good fights coming up, my peoples. Y'all know y'all boy JSmiff is gonna be calling those fights. And by the way, this live right here is one of those, man. People been saying they want to jump in. They want to get cooked by yours truly. This is it right here, my peoples. Mr. KO. Bam, what's the deal, my G? You know how it be, Mr. KO. People be like, send the link. When there's no link available, send the link. Watch. The link is going to be available. The link is going to be available. That's all I can say. That's what I can say about that right third. As a New Yorker, we rep Shushu. Yo, Shushu Carrington, man, he's for real. He's for real. He's gonna go on to do, some big things. I feel like he's one of those fighters who's gonna have the opportunity to unify titles, to win titles in multiple divisions. Shushu is for real, man. Shushu is for real. Hold on a second. I'm actually looking for those fights because I will be definitely calling them. Tell you that right there. Where you at? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Mr. KO Crawford got rocked by Gamboa. How many years ago that was? 11 years ago? Man, honestly, when I hear people bring that up, it never fails to make me laugh, bro. It never fails to like I'm talking about. Sometimes people have brought it up and I have like exploded laughing that they get mad, and I'm not trying to upset nobody, but to me it's just comical that Crawford fought Gamboa. I think that was 11 years ago already, and people still trying to bring that up. Oh shit, man, that'll definitely get a chuckle out of me for sure. There we go, my peoples. Emiliano Vargas. I'm telling you, Mr. KO, that will get a chuckle out of me right there. Yeah, cause Gamboa heard him. And me Machine heard him 6, 7 years ago. But Emiliano Vargas is another fighter who's gonna be fighting. Wait a minute, what's this? Okay, the person said person stream. Okay. Okay, Thursday. There you go. Xander Zayas. Tell you what, man. This kid, I was saying it earlier today, he reminds me of Tito Trinidad. Just the way that he throws the left. Well, that's one of the things. The way that he throws the left hook, and the way that he moves, his rhythm, his movement as he's stepping inside, and the way that he does a step to the left hook, and the way that he shoots a left hook, kind of like a mid range, like he puts it out there, bang, and man, I'm telling you, that left hook. One of these days, I'm gonna take the time to make a video where you can see Tito Trinidad's left hook and Xander Sayas' left hook at the same time landing on somebody. So you can see the mechanics, man. They look very similar. Mr. KO, Xander remind me of a stronger Kodo. Damn, a stronger Kodo. I don't know about a stronger Kodo, bro. I don't know about a stronger Kodo. He reminds me more his style. Nah, bro. I don't know where you get that from. Because Cotto was more of a brawler. He could box, but he was more of a brawler. Well, look, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Look, in 41 fights, look at Miguel Cotto's knockout percentage. Bro, Miguel Cotto had an 80% knockout percentage. In 41 fights, he had 33 knockouts. I'm trying to tell you, Cotto had power, bro. In fact, the only reason that his stoppage percentage went down is because of those last 4 fights that he did in his career. Where he wasn't stopping guys. But yo, Cotto, power puncher, bro. For those of you who just joined, this is the open live, open mic. Anybody who want to jump in for that smoke. Um, the main topic of conversation, man, has been Crawford versus Canelo, Shakur versus Tank. Who do you have in either one of those fights? Anybody who want the link, John Pound, JSmiff, you in the smoke? Nah. Nah, bro. Salute, my brother. Bam. Appreciate you dropping in. So check it, John Parham. You remember this morning, there was people like, yo, send the link. Send the link. And you notice that whenever the link is not available, a lot of people want the link to be sent. But when that link is available, they be nowhere to be found. That link is available right now. I'm just waiting for the first one that, is willing to get cooked. Mr. KO, I'm going to have to get the smoke. Gonna have to, Mr. KO, because people be scared to death. Mr. KO, you don't like Tank. Nah, Tank is one of my favorite fighters. One of my favorite fighters. I don't like the opponents that he be selecting, but I would never say I don't like Tank. Never, never, never. Mr. KO, I love all these guys. Me too. All these fighters I love. That's why you never hear me, trying to diminish opponents to knock somebody. You're never gonna hear me. Oh, but this opponent this, and this opponent really wants to know that because he was older at that. You don't see me doing that. You could really that's how you know that somebody's a hater when they try to diminish opponents. You know why? Because every single fighter, you could find a way to diminish opponents. So those people, for example, who try to hate on Crawford's opponents, why they don't try to hate on Tank Davis' opponents? You see? So it's all about being biased. As soon as you see somebody discredit opponents, like, oh yeah, he beat this guy, but this guy this, that's it, he a hater. You know you're talking to a hater. Nothing else to say. John Parham, I caught Jay in 2 boxing lives today. Catching hell. Yo, John Parham, you seen it this morning. And you've seen it with, damn, poor Cypher got cooked severely. Damn, yo. Cypher, one for the books, yo. Jesus Christ. Yo, let me know, my people, that link is available. That link is available. Karya Kuliner, Indonesia, 9:40 a.m. Ooh, Indonesia's in the building. Nice and early. Right now, it's 10:40 p.m. nighttime in the Dominican Republic. Let me know, my peoples. Is everybody scared of the smoke? Like, I don't want to stay undefeated forever, but if I have to, I will. I don't really, I hate to do it as bad as some of you hate to see it done, but that's just the way it go down. Oh man, listen, I'm thinking about coming up, my peoples. What do you think? I should come up with a cooking show. That way, when somebody call in, I'm actually cooking something while I'm cooking their ass at the same time. But I gotta figure that out. Gotta figure out the logistics. John Parham, he had 4 or 5 people at his head on Mill City. Who John Parham had 4 or 5 people on his head? Let me know, my people. John Parr, I'm not sure who you're referring to when he's saying he have 4 or 5 people at his head on Mill City. Are you talking about Cypher? Cypher 22? Again, my peoples, that link is available and in full effect. Whoa, 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 my peoples. Whoa, my peoples. If you're ready to jump in the building and share your Terrence Crawford prediction, your Shakur versus Tank Davis predictions, let it be known. John Parham, Jay, from earlier, he got cooked, bro. He had to get cooked. Had to get cooked, bro. I hate to do it as bad as he hate to see it done. Mr. KO, I smoke of what gas? Yo, I'm trying to tell you, man, bro was really my peoples. No need. Look. I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. I can also do that live where I just take it easy and I let you win, and I let you feel like you got it. Like yeah, my boy, you got it. I don't even know what point to make after you going so hard, Mr. KO. I used to, but I stopped respectfully. Oh damn, going on now, here, my people. So, anyways, we got Shushu Carrington. We got Xander Zayas. They both gonna be fighting. My people, so I'm looking forward to that because both of these guys are special young fighters. But with Xander Zayas, he's like an old school fighter, my people. Take a look at Xander Zayas. Not just the way that he fights, but his frame of mind. This kid is still young. He was trying to fight Fondora, B. He really was trying to fight Sebastian Fondora. And we seen the Tower Inferno, how he's out there doing it these days. We seen how he did Tim Zoo. And Xander Zayas he wants to fight. He wants to fight Fondora. So you know Xander's about that smoke. In fact, Xander made Fondora vacate that title. Fondora vacated the title because of Xander Zayas. Talk to me about that, my people. Doesn't that show that Xander Zayas is cut from that same cloth as those elite level guys? So I gotta tell you, man, I feel like Xander, he's gonna win a title. By the way, my peoples, Xander Zayas is gonna get his first title. It's a vacant title, but he's getting a title shot, right? He's gonna be a world champion. And how old is he right now? Like 22. He's young boy, about to become a world champion. So I think he's gonna be one of those guys who are like the main players in boxing. In a few years, the main guys in boxing is gonna be Shakur Stevenson, Jerome Bruce Ennis, the Mexican Monster. Xander Zayas is gonna join that crew. That's how I see it playing out. That's how good he actually is. Again, my peoples, y'all already know that link is available. If you want to jump on with JSmiff and get cooked, I'll be happy to put on my chef hat. Oh man. You see, look, somebody hit me up over here. Like, yo, watch, I'ma cook you. I'ma cook you, JSmiff. I'm like, yo, son, I'm live right now. Where you at? Go ahead. I'm welcoming you to come through. John Parham. So it's boxing after dark. Yo, John Parham, talk to me, my brother. What's going on with these people? They seem to they seem to be telling me that they want that smoke, but when the smoke is available, they don't want it. What is going on, my peoples? You was threatening me earlier. Remember earlier you said you was gonna cook me? But hold on, hold on, hold on. See, my people, that's what's going on right there. They scared to death. When there's no link available, they like, yo, send that link, B. I'm dying to go in and cook you. Soon as the link become available, they know it'll be found. They don't want to go at it no more with JSmiff. Oh, you don't want to cook me no more when that link is right there and I could just send it to you. Come on, man. By the way, my peoples, this is my Instagram. That's my Instagram right there. Bam. Anybody who want that link, send me a DM, and that's it. You could get cooked properly. That's all that is, my people. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So, listen, fellas, to the people that's in the building right now, the only purpose of this was to let you guys know Shushu Carrington is going to be fighting tomorrow to defend his title. Xander Zayas is also going to be fighting tomorrow. He's going to get his first title shot. It's going to be for the vacant title that Fondora let go of because Xander was the mandatory. He didn't want to make that fight because for whatever reason, I guess he just didn't want to. So those fights, my people, are going down tomorrow. Those are Friday night fights on ESPN. So let me repeat that for you, my people. Hold on. I'm going to repeat that for you, my people. Got some good boxing going on. And I will be calling those fights. I'm going to tell you right now. I will be calling them. So Sebastian Fondora and Shushu Carrington are both going to be fighting tomorrow. Remember, my peoples, that is on ESPN on Friday night. Sometimes, we miss out on fights because we think it's going to be on a Saturday. Nope, it's on Friday, buddy. You missed out. So remember, tomorrow on ESPN, Xander Zayas is going to get his first title shot. That's the vacant strap that Sebastian Fedora dropped when Xander Zayas became his mandatory. So now Zayas will have the opportunity to become a world champion, and Shushu Carrington is going to defend his world title. We got some great boxing tomorrow. By the way, El General Emiliano Vargas is also going to be fighting. That's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it, man. The legend Fernando Vargas is doing a great job with his sons, Emiliano, El General. I expect him to do his thing, my people. So, and by the way, I am going to be calling those fights. I already know it. Fight night with JSmiff. Devastating blow. That was a devastating blow, ladies and gentlemen. I have a feeling you're gonna get that call a bunch of times. It's gonna be on tomorrow, my people. Y'all already know what it is, man. I'm JSmiff. This is Box Center. This is your favorite boxer show. Right? And I'm not out of here, my people. I'm not out of here. Don't think I'm out of here. John Parham, hit the like button. Hell yeah, my people. Hit that like button. Mr. KO, send that link. You ready for that link, Mr. KO? Let me see if I send you that. Oh, Mr. KO ready. Mr. KO's like, let me get that. Let me hold some. I got you. Bam. I got you, Mr. KO. There you go right there. Whoa, we got JJ Zendejas in the building, my peoples. Hello, JSmiff. I'm here. Let's go. Hit the like button, everyone. Yo, JJ. Bam. Salute, my brother. Always appreciate you dropping in. Mr. KO about to join me. Y'all already know, man. Y'all already know what it is.
They know who it is. They know who in the building. I'm like, fuck it. I came to get cooked. Hold on. I'm gonna let this replay hit. Y'all need to see this. Y'all join me. What would have? Oh, maybe that's why Fedora ain't want that smoke. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Fedora ain't want that smoke. He knew it was up. Look, I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot on my bullshit. Look, man, I wanted to talk about Tank Davis and the level of opponents that he fought, right? On what I took a backtrack on some of your videos too about the opponents that he fought. Look, I have no issue on nothing Shakur or Devin Haney, the level of opponents they fought, but I just want to talk about why did you not? You talked about how he lost most of those rounds before he knocked those guys out, right? You talked about the Isak Cruz one, about Isak Cruz, Mario Barrio.
All of those fights, he lost most of the rounds before the knockout, but he lost a lot of rounds. He lost rounds. Like that's habitual with him, losing early rounds.
Because I can't side with none of these guys. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Look, Tank will have hell fighting Shakur. Honestly, let's keep it a buck. We already know about that. We already know Shakur got them skills and defensive skills. But
Go ahead, my brother.
like I'm not gonna lie. That's probably Tank's hardest fight. Not probably, that is. That's Tank's hardest fight.
I just want to say, got LB Jersey in the building. Shout out to Box Center. Salute my guy. To be clear, there is no one that can beat Shakur, hands down. Salute LB Jersey. Do you, Mr. KO?
Bullshit, but I'm just saying. I just feel like that could be his hardest fight too. Tank. I just like it. I got love for all these guys. I cannot. We don't do that side and bull over here. I'm not saying you do it, but you being real. You stick with what you stick with. That's real talk right there. But I'm just saying. I feel like even through the level of opponents that he fought, he did pretty good in my eyes. He ain't do so bad. How maybe you could have betrayed it. I feel so.
Here's what I say. When we address what is the resume of Tank Davis, here's what I say. Tank Davis has a good resume. In fact, we can even say he has a very good resume because he's beaten real good fighters. Does he have a does he have a great resume? Hell no. Nobody's gonna say that he got a great resume. So yeah. Look. Let me tell you, Ryan Garcia is a real good fighter. Frank Martin is a real good fighter. He's beat Pitbull real good. Like he's beat guys that are real good fighters, but are not at the top of the food chain. He hasn't beaten anybody that's running. That's one of the best.
He's not really a good fighter to me. He's just a guy with a lot of attention and popularity, that could bring money on the table, which it did for when them two fought. For sure, I agree. Shakur and they could do the same thing, bring money on the table. Shoot, I just question why. I still question to this day why the fight didn't happen. You know, but I really, from my personal point of view, if I was to pick anybody, I'm going with Shakur Stevenson. I don't care. I'm going with Shakur. Skills always gonna pay the bills at the end of the day. It's not gonna be the aggressiveness. It's not gonna be the power all the time that gets to the target. Shakur is one of the most defensive sound boxers of today. You know, Ain't nobody can really touch the kid. Let's be real. I agree, but it's still right. But I still don't agree with the fact that everybody take off the Edwin De Los Santos fight. How they base just that one performance. Look, the guy hand was fucked up that night. Let's be real. Yo,
Disappeared. Literally disappeared after he beat.
And after the Zepeda fight, he did fuck up his hand still, but
Him in an interview where they say, "Oh, so you're gonna keep fighting like that now?" So those words like that, he said, "Hell no, I'm not gonna keep fighting like that." So all he did was prove the haters that that's easy work. He could do it.
just saying, I know we had a small talk about this earlier for sure, but I'm just saying, look, in my personal opinion, I just still think that's Shakur's hardest fight. Ain't nothing gonna change. Look, and speaking of, I want to bring up a little bit of Devin Haney too. Do you really feel like
I agree with that Tank Davis is his hardest fight at 135.
I'm not gonna go. You're not gonna push that. I'm not gonna push that at all. But like between Devin Haney and Tank Davis, I want to ask the comments real quick. Do y'all really think Devin Haney could really survive in there 12 rounds with Tank without getting put at least one time? Chat. Do y'all think that Devin Haney could really survive in there without getting put at least one time by Tank? Devin Haney. Now look, Devin Haney got the lateral movement. I like Devin. He utilized his jab more than Shakur. I feel like Shakur used his jab to probe and set up that left, and his is a little lot more, educated in a different way. But
Tank Davis, the same way that he fought Jose Ramirez, he ain't getting hit with that big shot.
he's getting caught. His ass is getting caught. If he fight that way, like how he did with Ramirez, on them trying to be on them ropes and trying to get up off,
Just don't believe you because he don't want to make the fight.
bro, they don't wait to make the fight. Devin, talk about Devin. Talk about Devin Haney not you walk around with.
You got more confidence in them
Talk
that
talk
they
about
haven't.
Devin Haney now, bro. Does that nigga walk around by 180? Or am I lying? Devin.
How about Tank fat ass? Tank fat ass walk around like, what you talking about, B?
Yo, you real crazy for that. Yo, nigga, he saying I'm about to take fat ass.
Average Patch Kid, stop playing with me.
Hey man, I know you ain't reaching. You got it with that though. You got it. Hey, look, you got it, bro. But listen, Devin Haney, you seen that last picture? Devin Haney looking fat. You ain't see that picture? Pull up that picture with Devin Haney when he took that
Now I'm
picture in
gonna
the
pull up
mirror.
that picture with Tank.
Pull up that picture with Devin Haney when he took that picture in the mirror.
Pulling that picture with Tank, B. And look, this picture was, this picture Tank Davis was only taken like probably like a couple of weeks ago.
Yo, you reaching, bro. Yo, don't make me get that damn picture of Devin Haney in the mirror, man. Don't make me get that picture. Hey, hold on. What the comments saying real quick? John Perry, y'all seen that video of Devin jumping hurdles? Hell yeah, we seen that video. Devin jumping hurdles. Listen, man, don't make me grab that picture, man. Now I'm about to grab that picture of Devin fat ass standing in the mirror,
Showing you
looking
what's
like he
going
had a
on,
mouthful
B.
of I don't know what.
Yo, did you see the mugshot? Did you see the mugshot of Tank Davis when he just got locked up? Look. Did he look like he was in training camp?
I can't do it. Hey, bro, I can't take this shit. I can't take it anymore, chat. Chat. Look, man, is that how Tank Davis looked in his mugshot?
Look at the mugshot right now.
Yo,
Mugshot
that was
showing you.
tanking like 2019. I swear to God, that was Tank when he sparred Devin Haney in sparring camp. That's who that was. That's who you just showed me. That's who you just showed me. Nah. Hold on. I got you.
I locked up the other day, bro. I'm trying to tell you. That's it. Look, y'all gonna tell me my peoples it's not Tank when he got locked up the other day. If you see the mug,
Crazy. This is crazy, bro. This is really crazy. We all know, man. Come on now. This is crazy, man. Look how they cooking my boy Tank on here, man. Yo, look, man. This is messed up. Yeah. I got no comeback for that, man. I'm officially cooked. Chat, yo, hey, John Parham, somebody help me, bro. I'm officially cooked, man. They done got me. Damn, man.
has a good training camp. He's gonna lose that weight. Gonna lose that weight. Be ready for Lamont. He better be ready for Lamont Roach, or he's gonna get cooked.
I want to know where everybody else at though that be wanting to come up here, man, and they can't take the heat. They be hot in their face, man. Shout out Cypher, the chat GPT Cypher.
Chat GPT in the debate. How you all try to use Chat GPT to formulate an opinion, you goofball?
You know, it's just crazy. It's all crazy. But you know, like I said though, I want to move on to, you know, you definitely cooked me in that. You definitely got me. Look, but you know, alongside with Terrence Crawford and Canelo, you know, we could definitely move into that topic real quick before I get up off here. You know,
Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. That's a fight that people feel confident about what's going to happen either way. People, if you're siding with Canelo, you feel comfortable, sure that he's gonna win. And then if you sided with Bud, it's kind of like the same thing, which tells us how intriguing of a fight. Oh my God, Devin Haney got left looking like a Ninja Turtle, bro. He looking like Leonardo. Look,
oh my God. But I'm just saying, man, like yo, we all knew Devin was look. Come on, man. Devin gained all that weight. We know what Devin walk around at. Devin a big dude, man. Devin, we don't want to see that fight at 147, man.
not like at nearly 200. What you talking about? Weight bully.
That though, I believe him alone. But yeah, you know, like I'm just saying, all these guys siding with Canelo, man, y'all just gonna have to see come September. You know, I'll be going back and forth with a lot of guys on Instagram about it. They just don't know yet.
Jason that said, sorry guys, I'm too fucking old. I can't get online. Just know how to text. Nah, JJ's and that has don't get it twisted. Cause you listen, JJ's and that has you know your boxing. I know you know your boxing. So look, JJ's and that has because you've been part of the family. I'm gonna show you right now. Take down my Instagram, JJ. Take down my Instagram because for you to come on live, all I gotta do is send you the link in your DM. You click on it, you right here with me, JJ. You're not too old for this. Don't ever tell me you're too old for this, JJ. Come on now, stop it. Stop that.
And we definitely know that name.
Come on
Very
now, we part of
familiar.
this.
Very familiar. More than just familiar. Look, definitely a part of the family, man. You come up anytime, man. Talk your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Compare 'em. JSmiff feeling good for them presidentes. Actually, we drank a couple. We actually drank a couple. About it right there.
Say though, you know, like Terrence Crawford, like the last people up here saying, "Oh, you only basing it off the natural advantages or the reach and the whatever they want to call it." Look, it's the skills. It's the skills at the end of the day. It's not just the natural advantages. We already went over this though. We know what's going on. They just don't know yet.
Hater tactics are about. Hater tactics are always about assuming the best for your fighter, but assuming the worst for the other fighter, right? So they're like assuming that he's not gonna be able to take a shot, assuming that he's not gonna have no power, assuming that Canelo's just gonna be able to walk him down, assuming that it's just gonna be too big. Like every single assumption is in Canelo's favor and against Crawford.
Yeah, you know, Canelo, like he like the king. As far as we know, that's his division. They don't see we of course we don't see Canelo losing that his division. But look, man, I believe deep down, yo, look, Terrence Crawford is that guy. And another thing about Canelo, look, about Dimitri Bivol and Canelo, is it not factual that Bivol was willing to go down to 168 only for one cause, just for all the marbles? That's it. My issue is why could Canelo go up, fight Dimitri Bivol for his WBA title, but when you lose for it, the guy can't come down to your weight for no excuses and fight for your marbles? Why not take it?
Hello, John Parham, JSmiff. Don't you drink them? Yeah, my brother, we had a couple. We actually had a couple presidentes. My people.
You know, it's just like, come on, man. That could have been made too. He wanted to come down and weight and fight Canelo at 168. Yo, look, they forget Bivol fight at light heavyweight or whatever, but his walk around weight is in between Canelo's, Crawford's, and that's pretty much it. They both walk around in around 180 and some change. Anybody could look this up. Look, Bivol walked around 183 pounds, yo. He wanted to go make 168 to fight Canelo for all the marbles, and Canelo said,
because trust me, I followed that really closely. At first, Bivol said that he was willing to go down to fight Canelo at 168 for all his titles. But then he actually went back on that and said, you know what, nope. Then he went back on that and he said, I don't need Canelo. If he wants, he can come up and I'll give him an opportunity for my titles over here again. I'll rematch him, but I don't need him. I'm not going down there.
and make it happen. I don't think so. He still, it's funny because he still expressed the fact that, oh yes, I want my rematch with Bivol, and I want a yeah.
It's horrible, B. God
Nah,
damn.
look, I'm just baking Canelo. I'm tired. No, I'm tired of Canelo with his shenanigans. He got to get it.
Tell me again. Tell me again. How is that Canelo be saying it?
I want to fight Bivol again. I yes, I want the rematch, and I'm going to win. I'm going to. Yes, I'm. The what does he say? What is that cabrones shit? Viva Mexico, cabrones!
Go.
We on it, Canelo. We know what you be talking about. We know. Look, we on that. Me, Crawford, we all on that. We stop trolling Canelo though. But look. All jokes aside. All jokes aside. Look, we all know that fight could have been rematched. That fight could have been remade. I just believe it was Canelo that held that fight up. You know,
My personal opinion. When we watched the way that the first fight played out, right? Canelo moved up, made his debut at 175, and Bivol beat him, but actually made him look easy. So Bivol beat him, and actually, no, let me help him out in the comments. So Bivol beat him. I got him. I got him. I help him out. I take care of him. I took care of him, my guy. So, so
listen, man. I'm going through some stomach issues, man. You just making me laugh, man. This shit is crazy.
Bivol, the way if we look at the way that he beat Canelo, the way that he dominated Canelo, there's really no reason for a rematch. There's really no reason for a rematch. For what? You got beat up.
Did more than because Bevo kept it real short. He did want to do it, but then it was just like, forget it. Obviously, I see you don't want to do it. It is what it is, you know. But that's all it is. I just feel like that fight could have been made. But look, Canelo was at fault, I believe, with that rematch even taking place on why it didn't. Bevo was willing to go down at your weight class for all the excuses to go in the garbage and for all the marbles. And you still said no? Come on. What type of
When we watched that fight, the way that it played out, I don't see no point for the rematch. Usually, a rematch is intriguing when it was a close fight. When you're like, oh my god, or when you think it was a robbery, or okay, that's a rematch clause like Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. But Canelo Alvarez and Dimitri Bivol in a situation where he's moving up to a division and getting thoroughly outboxed, dominated. What's the rematch for? We know how the rematch is gonna play out. You're gonna get your ass whooped again.
113? Come on now. On the scorecards, I put money. I want a big bag off that fight.
Think about the scorecards. I just know you lost, and if y'all fight again, Bebo's gonna beat your ass even worse this time around. Cause now he's gonna be more confident.
Both of them weight classes, Canelo get his ass beat. Point blank, simple. That's it. And
I I know that Canelo has stated multiple times that he wants the rematch. He feels like he can beat him, but I don't feel like he could beat him based on that first fight.
because if he did, it would have happened already. Canelo, the shot caller, he the cash cow. They could have made that. Nobody was ducking him in that. You know. But it's okay though. We all know. We all know the truth on that. But also to emphasize to the live too, or what I meant from earlier in the comments. Look, Canelo, in my eyes, look, he's very experienced. You know, Canelo got a lot of experience. It's not even just about his resume. It's about what he did as a whole in boxing. Look, this man done been through it all. He done fought the literal best. He fought Floyd Mayweather. That's all that matters. Look, he got a lot of great names on his resume, and the shit he did for the sport was even better. I feel he really evolved into a real champion even after he lost to Floyd Mayweather. You know, and it's just that people don't understand. Look, all of that experience didn't mean nothing when he stepped in there with a guy with skill. All of that built up experience, the fights, over 60 fights and all of that, all the championships, becoming undisputed, it didn't mean nothing when he stepped in there with somebody who didn't have nobody on their record. Bivol didn't fight nobody. Everybody, we all know the truth of what everybody said before Bivol stepped in. Another cherry pick, a Euro bum. They was calling this man a Euro bum. Another Euro bum.
And Bivol is an example of a European fighter who flies under the radar, and then when he finally gets to a big name, he pummels him, and that's what we accept, that he's an elite level guy. He's been an elite level guy, but people just didn't accept him before.
The skills, the skills. I said Floyd Mayweather style, unique. His style is different. These I'm talking about styles that nobody can imitate, nobody can emulate, nobody can't copy. You know, styles that you only see from one guy that knows how to do it at his highest peak, at his highest level. Floyd. Nobody knew how to use the Philly shell or roll a shoulder the way how Floyd mastered. Not even a fucking creator, George Benson. He pioneered for that type of style, but it's who mastered it. That's what I'm saying. It's who mastered it. You know, like how they say Julio Cesar Chavez broke the Philly shell. He ain't never break no real Philly shell. For real. It wasn't mastered. It was never mastered at that time. You know, and it was incomplete, you know, to learn the full flaws and the full advantages of the Philly shell. He never broke anything. Because look at it at its highest peak. It was unbreakable. Proof? Floyd Mayweather. I was just about to do that. Now I was going to bring up, I'm going to bring up Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. So, like, my whole issue with Jose Luis Ramirez, when he so called, when he so when that was his first loss, Pernell Whitaker, to a padded, another guy with a padded record. Jose Luis Ramirez. Jose Luis Ramirez. Did he really lose that fight to Jose Luis Ramirez? Y'all look that up. And y'all see why y'all can't find the full fight of Sweet Pea. Oh, yeah, RP Hulk, man, for real. We seen that earlier. No bullshit. But look,
I think that that's one of those fights that could have just gone either way, because he caught Sweepy with a lot of good shots.
whole fight. Look, I couldn't take it to understand why they robbed Sweet Pea like that. Everybody knew from the ending of that fight that, yo, Sweet Pea, you heard the commentary even saying it, that it was so comfortable. They even knew that Sweet Pea won that first fight.
That I think sometimes Sweepy does, that makes it almost favorable to him. Take a look at, watch this. Take a look at the fight with Oscar De La Hoya, right? Where people say that Sweepy won that fight, won that fight.
I'm not going up there.
Time, right? It was a close fight,
I went up.
but without a shred of doubt, throughout the entire fight, Oscar was landing the better punches. Like if we look, if we slow it down and we go punch for punch. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Come on, chat. Y'all, listen. Look, he gone. Listen, y'all need to see that
Look,
fight.
look at this. If we watch Sweepy and Oscar De La Hoya, and you could check it out when you have time, you're gonna notice. You're gonna notice that Oscar De La Hoya is landing the better shots throughout that fight, but Sweepy is a very, very flashy fighter. You know, he's making you miss and doing all these little flashy moves. So it's almost like he's beating you with the defense because he's making you miss so much. But if you watch the fight with De La Hoya, for example, there was almost no offense behind those flashy moves.
More of a sweet pea that moved up. You know, it wasn't. It was about his time anyway. That was one of his last fights. He fought. Who else did he fight around that last time?
What I'm saying is that the people who say that Sweepy beat Oscar, what they're seeing is the flashiness. They're seeing all the movement and him laughing and
Even if he beat him on the cards, he ain't beat him convincingly. It wasn't convincing enough.
like Oscar De La Hoya landed the better shots, the way better shots, the cleaner shots. But Sweepy kept showboating and jumping and moving around and and actually making a miss sometimes. So that made him look good in people's eyes. Like, yeah, look, he winning, he's showboating. But nah,
People always argue the fact that Sweet Pea did win that first fight, and Sweet Pea did win that second fight against Jose Luis Ramirez. He did win. I can't. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like everybody knows for a fact. Teddy Atlas knew it. Tessitore knew it. All them guys, even commentated, knew it.
a more controversial decision than that one. I'm gonna tell you what Sweepy's most controversial.
Talk about
Listen. I'm gonna tell you Sweepy's most controversial decision of his career. Cause you're a young bug, you don't know it, so I gotta teach you. Unless you got somebody around you that's gonna school you, but I gotta teach you. You ready?
Here we
You
go.
ready?
I'm 24. I'm all right. Yeah, y'all. Yeah.
Most controversial decision of his career was when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez and beat his ass, and they gave that shit a draw. Sweepy was really the first person to beat Julio Cesar Chavez, bro.
Did I not say that he also beat Julio Cesar Chavez and was robbed of that decision? My fault, my brother. But yes, that fight was crazy. Come on, how did he?
His career, yo, Chavez was undefeated. He would have got the first win over Chavez.
How the fact that he lost? How did he convincingly lose? Let me move because it's lighting. How did he convincingly lose to Jose Luis Ramirez, and then he beat him about 117, 111 in the second fight? Like he fought nearly the same way he fought, but just a little stronger in the second fight. Like y'all need to watch that first fight for me, please. Anybody watch that first fight? I just gotta argue.
De La Hoya did win that fight. I agree with you, JJ. Loma, Canelo will turn it around 6-12. Question, it can butt match him there. I think so, but we'll see. It's gonna be a real good fight, man. It's gonna be one of those epic matchups where they're gonna go, the ebb and flow. I believe that it is gonna turn into a chess match between the third round and maybe the eighth. And then at that point, that's it. Crawford got to figure it out and starts making it look easy. What you got, KO?
I forgot to figure it out. Come on, he already got it figured out already. Like it's just too. I don't know, man. The man is just on a different level. He just gonna have to prove it to y'all, and that's just what it is. It's all got to be like that somehow. He gonna prove it though. Look,
Sweepy against Chavez. Yeah, man. Sweepy beat Chavez, my brother. Like that was a straight up robbery when they gave that fight a draw.
understand, like, yo, that dude that he even lost to had a padded record. Like, look. I know Julio Cesar Chavez is that dude. Like he was really putting in pain back in them days. Against Roger. Greg Hogan. Them other young bucks that was champions back in the day. But look, that's all I could think of about 4 or 5 names, that he actually beat out of the 89 and but I'm just saying, like, yo, most of his record was padded just as well as Jose Luis Ramirez. It was padded. Yeah. Both.
Look. Let me tell you something. The thing about Julio Cesar Chavez, and not just Chavez, fighters of that era. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Because that there was like one fight I think that you might be citing that's like in the 70s or something like that. One fight. But but let me explain to you something that you're not considering, right? Julio Cesar Chavez is a fighter who was fighting out of Mexico for years and years and years until he finally broke into the US market and started making money, right? So what you gotta understand, my G, is that you see that fight, that you say, oh, fighting a guy making his debut. If you look see that fight, you know why you see that fight on there? Because guess what? Chavez was fighting for chump change and literally fighting for money. So they were calling like, yo, we got an opponent. You want to make a fight real quick? If you notice that fight, that with a guy with no experience, yo, he was in the ring like a week later for a real fight. So it wasn't about while you think that it was about padding a record, it was really about putting a plate of food on the table. That's what it was about. Look, let me show you. Once he broke into the US market, off the top of my head, I can't really remember if it was with Taylor or with somebody else.
In the Olympics, he got a medal or something.
Taylor's an Olympian. But Julio Cesar Chavez, look, let me tell you something. Once Julio Cesar Chavez started making money, right, and broke into the U.S. market, that's it. He never fought a guy again like that again with a losing record, he never did that again because he was already making money. So the fights that you think were padded was literally a guy just going to a bar to fight to get a little paycheck. Broke.
He was hyped with that undefeated. A lot of people still hype that though as being great. People and still hype that 89-0 and his undefeated record to be. I don't know if that's rage bait or if it's just casuals, but they hype that even over Sugar Ray Robinson's 120.
Is that you gotta understand when you're talking about the overall record, it's unfair to say, well, that's padded because let's look at the first 15 wins in Floyd's resume. So should we say that he's really 35-0 because he fought 15 cab drivers, pizza delivery guys to start his career?
One of those big fights, he got him hella quick when he did. When he got on the scene,
My brother, that we could say 99% of the fighters out there got a padded record. 99% of the fight. Like for you to say a fighter don't have a pattern record, somebody like Loma, who right away went to work, one of those European fighters who have a long amateur career and go to work right away. But if you look at Devin Haney, he got a pattern record. Look at the first 15 wins in his resume. Mexican cab drivers. So so then that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you say, oh, no, because that 89-0, well, everybody starts their career facing the same type of opponents. The only difference, look, the only difference is, let me show you. The only difference is with a guy like Devin Haney and
what was Chavez's 40th fight?
comparison, right? Let's say me and you are fighters, right? Me and you, we make our pro debut together, right? Now you are fighting 3 times a year. You made your debut and you're fighting 3 times a year. But every time you fight, because you're new, they're giving you $5,000. So you're making $6,000 when you fight, right? You're fighting 3 times. But guess what? When I'm fighting in Tijuana, Mexico, they pay me $300 per fight. So I fight today, and yo, I'm broke next week. If they tell me they gotta fight for me again, I'm gonna fight again for another $200-300. So the point is, but listen, so the point is, it's unfair to compare your career to mine because you're making a lot more money than me. You can afford to fight 3, 4 times a year. I can't. I'm broke. I got kids. I got a family. I got rent. I got bills. I gotta fight.
For Chavez though, look, that was how it was. But look, I gotta put up the best argument that I can.
Like while you're focusing, right, and you have a record of 10-0, I got a record of 40-0 already because I'm fighting every other week. So it's not about padding a record, right? If I was in your shoes, making the money that you make, training in the beautiful gym that you train, I wouldn't have to fight 40 times a year. I will fight 3, 4 times just like you.
Point, good point. That was a great point. That was a great
And
point.
and you could
True that.
see a bunch of world champions. What now?
What you say?
Still considered the greatest Mexican fighter of all time.
I still put Salvador Sanchez. I'm just look, man. He is one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time. He is. He is for sure. Julio Cesar Chavez is one of the greatest of all. Who is that? In the chat. Hold on, time out. Let me see the comments for Kevin.
The
Oh,
one
you talking
talking
about the
about a
haircut?
haircut, Kevin Abreu.
I might.
Listen, Kevin Abreu, for you to
You
join
might
the
have to
chat
join
and
the
say
live, my
that,
brother.
you sound
You
goofy
might
as
have to
hell,
join the
bro.
live.
He sound yo,
You
Kevin
know how
sound
much
goofy
girls
as hell.
I might
Get a
get the girl
haircut.
to
Yo,
braid it up.
Kevin, I need look, Kevin, I need you to understand, Kevin. This is not a dating show over here. If you want to see if you want to see people that you like, you got to go look for a dating show type of channel, bro.
Look,
What are we
man.
doing?
Look, it is what it is. Look, I got hair. A lot of girls like to play in it, my G.
Yo, Kevin Abreu thinking that this is a dating show or something. What are we
It's
doing
not.
over here?
It's not. It's not. I didn't come here to look good. Look, I ain't
Yo,
even figured
Kevin,
out.
this a boxing channel. You're in the wrong spot, oh man.
It ain't pretty over here. It's down and dirty. It get
That's
nasty.
not what we here for.
Hey, come up here. You should join the live and speak your piece. About these fighters that we talking about. Definitely come up here and speak a piece about the fighters that we talking about. The topic that we got going on right now. We would love to hear you come up here and talk.
Oh shit. Yo, check this out. This phone is close to turning off for me, so this live is about to end probably in the next 5 minutes. I got four
Came up here. I wish more people wasn't scared of the camera.
that says I like Salvador Sanchez, right? So I want to point something out. Salvador Sanchez was get him the fuck out of here. Nah, let him stick around. He'll figure out that he's a loser. Let him stick around. He'll figure out that he's a loser and show himself out. JJ's in their house. Um, so listen, look, please get a haircut. Look, I don't knock anybody for their sexual preference, Kevin. Whatever you're into, we don't have a problem with you. Me and Mr. Ko, we respect your community, whatever that is. But we're not here for that, my guy. Respect to the community to come after us.
We're not trying to. We don't people. We know what come with that. We don't need no hate crimes, man.
Community, Kevin, that you may be in.
I'm not hate you guys. Look. I have no issues with y'all at all whatsoever. Honestly.
Live your truth, Kevin. You're gonna be alright. But my people, listen, Mr. KO. When it comes to Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford, do you believe that Terrence Crawford has the power to stop him?
Yes. Why I say yes? I know this is crazy. Hold on, I'm about to clear it up. Why I say yes is because simply Crawford got that stopping power. He don't got the knockout power, but he got the stopping power. But listen, Canelo goddamn neck, Canelo chin is too brolic. Too brolic to even get stopped by that, man. We seen Canelo take harder punches from bigger guys.
Didn't see coming. That had his neck on a swivel like that.
Remember when Golovkin hit him that one good time and he didn't see it coming? He was just like, oh shit. You know, like we all seen that. Now, look, I'm not trying to say from just the bigger guy, but look, it is from that. It,
Get a couple of good knuckle sandwiches from this guy from Triple G.
real hitters though. Look, Canelo ain't getting knocked out by no Bud Crawford. Be nice to me. Yo, JJ, you wanna run in them damn comments? We see you. We see you, yo. Maybe. Yo, he's crazy. He is crazy, man. But listen, we know for a fact Canelo ain't getting knocked out by nobody. I see this man Canelo finishing his career as a whole without getting knocked out or getting dropped. Look,
Bro, in the next few seconds. So just in case, yo, let's just say peace out. This shit about to cut off for me, bro.
please, yo, Jay, please make the live announcement before you do this again, bro. You gotta do it so everybody else can come in here. Yeah, post like the future announcements and all of that. I think he said, but I don't. I don't think. I think he said, I don't think. I believe so. It's gonna be hard for Canelo to not be on him. We already know what's going on. Yo, shout out to NJ2. Look, it's all love, y'all. Holla at everybody else that even joined this live and came to watch and see what was going on in here. But we out of here, man. Sadly, the host phone about to die out. Sorry, y'all. I know. I see you. I see you, NJ.
O'clock p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget the new episode is gonna drop of Punchlines with JSmiff and Mr. KO. Don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Man, haters, y'all too. Haters, join up. We love y'all. We love the support. We love everything y'all do for us.
We appreciate y'all, man.